Hello again. This is a topic I've been rather excited to make, as it's about a topic I am very passionate about, and that topic is OC Tropes I Love. If you somehow don't know, the term OC stands for original character, and it's exactly what the name suggests. A character you created yourself, whether it's for an original story or a fandom. Throughout history, people have always enjoyed creating their own little characters and making stories with them. For the most part, OCs are made purely for fun. Something straight out of a person's mind brought to life via their own creativity. You don't even need to be an artist or a writer to make an OC, literally anyone can make one thanks to the help of character creators such as GotchaLife or Picrew, or the option to just commission artists. For a few years now, people on the art side of YouTube have occasionally posted videos discussing types of OCs they hate and why they hate them. I've personally never enjoyed these types of videos, since the majority of OC content is self-indulgent. Unless they're actually selling something like a book, game, or show about their OCs, it's quite literally just somebody doing it for the love of the game. They shouldn't be put down for their creativity, especially when the majority of these OC tropes are inherently harmless. The biggest crime being committed here is maybe overusing certain tropes or being considered cringe, but that's not a crime. Nobody is hurting anyone by making a silly OC. And that's exactly why today's video will be discussing OC tropes I love. Instead of putting people down for their OCs, let's bring them up. If you have an OC you're obsessed with, tell me about them in the comments. I love reading about people's OCs, especially when you can see all the passion and effort put into their ideas. Having creative ideas and creating an entire world in your head about the characters you made up is truly a beautiful thing. Which, for a quick disclaimer, I am recording this audio after pulling an all-nighter for the release of Dead by Daylight's 2v8 update, so if I sound tired or pissed off, that's why. I'm good, I'm just recording this before I go to sleep so I can edit it in time for my posting schedule. Anyways, let's get on to the tropes I love. The first trope is a bit of a classic and is actually hated on quite a bit, but I've always been a sucker for the escaped lab experiment trope. Which is exactly what it sounds like, a character who was in a lab as some sort of experiment who ends up escaping or being rescued. Maybe this has to do with one of my first animes being Elfen Lied, or my old Stranger Things phase back in middle school, or my childhood obsession with hand blades, but I love this OC trope. I love this trope to death. The idea of a character who's been isolated in a lab, usually having some sort of supernatural abilities, being thrusted out into the world with no idea how anything works is just so interesting to me. Seeing them struggle with their sense of humanity and learning how the world works, along with all the angst potential, it's just chef's kiss to me. Seeing the way they learn to interact with people, along with usually needing to hide from their previous tormentors, has very, very entertaining plot potential. I don't really understand the hate for it. I see people complain about it being overused, but I just see it as a really fun and cute trope. It's very interesting and has the potential for some great world building if you do it right. In my opinion, the majority of tropes for OCs aren't inherently good or bad. It depends on how you execute them. Next up, we got angels and demons, the mythological unworldly creatures of good and evil. You may find this pretty ironic, considering I'm not a Christian, so why would I enjoy characters inspired by Christian mythology? However, I've always enjoyed angel and demon characters, which you might be able to notice with my Sona and how they're a white demon. The whole aesthetic of demons and angels has always looked so beautiful to me. I love giving characters horns or wings or some sort of inhumane ability. Demon and angel OCs also tend to have very fascinating backstories, especially when it comes to exploring topics such as religious trauma. They're so interesting and well written. I can't help but love them. I love the aesthetic in general. It looks really cute to me and has nothing to do with my childhood obsession with those angel and demon gotcha videos. Nothing at all. Moving on. Anyone who knows me already knows this would obviously be on here, but vampire OCs will always hold a very special place in my heart. They're creatures of the night that require human blood for sustenance and don't succumb to mortality. I know, I'm way too obsessed with vampires. I mean, a hot and relatable vampire woman was literally my lesbian awakening as a child. I'm constantly reading books about vampires. As a little kid, I used to try and follow those old YouTube videos that were like, how to become a vampire, works overnight. And even to this day, I'll begin watching shows or playing games just because I heard there's a vampire woman in it. I just love vampires. Especially lesbian vampires. If you have a lesbian vampire OC, tell me now. I need more. I love vampires so much and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I have my own vampire OC too, who's in a relationship with my other zombie OC. They're so cute together, I love them. Vampires have multiple tropes I love put into one beautiful mix. The whole concept of characters needing to eat people to survive, the undead in general, and the whole gothic aesthetic. And that's not even mentioning all the potential of diving into the concept of immortality and how depressing it can be. I just love it. I'm obsessed with it and constantly seeking out more. I was even originally going to make my OC May a vampire before deciding it didn't really fit the theme of her story and scrapping it, which you'll notice with how her older design had much more desaturated skin. I love music about vampires as well. My favorite vampire themed song currently is Vampire Erotica by Incubus Succubus, but Incubus Succubus in general has multiple very good vampire themed songs. Vampires are such beautiful creatures, and while they've sort of lost their scare factor as a horror element, they're still so wonderful to write about. The concept and world-building aspects are just so fascinating. Everyone has their own slightly different interpretation of the vampire concept, and I love to see it. I might have gotten a little too ranty there, but the next trope I love is OCs with unusually shaped pupils, which is what the title suggests, pupils with unique shapes like hearts, spirals, stars, question marks, anything like that. I don't do this much with my own OCs, but I find characters with uniquely shaped pupils very interesting and cool, especially ones with spiral pupils. It's such a cool way to show your character's personality. It's just so expressive, especially if the pupil shape changes based off of their current mood, like ink stands. That's also very cool to me, and I absolutely love OCs like this. There are so many unique, expressive features you can add to a character, and eye-related ones are my absolute favorite. They're just so creative, and it's so fun to see what artists can do with their characters. Next up is another classic type, and these are Sparkle Dogs. If you don't know, Sparkle Dogs are a specific type of furry OC that often have scene-inspired aesthetics. They have more muted colors such as black or white as a base, mixed with rainbow and neon colors as the accents. These look so cool and give me so much nostalgia. Despite never having a Sparkle Dog OC myself, I've always loved looking at art of people's Sparkle Dog OCs. They're so cool and adorable to me. I love the ones who have very obvious inspiration from scene culture as well, especially the ones with raccoon hair and the ones with those candy accessories. They look so cute. I love them. Another type of OC trope I like is the wolf in sheep's clothing trope. It's pretty much what it sounds like, a character who seems cute and harmless on the surface, but is actually dangerous. I've always loved the whole concept of things that mix cuteness with much darker themes in general, so it's pretty obvious I'd enjoy this trope a lot, given my longtime interest in the creepy cute aesthetic and how my current main OC, May, plays into this trope. May is an OC I'm actually in the middle of making a real project for. I designed her with the intention of looking cute and friendly, but she's very much the opposite. I'm not going to say too much though, as I am actually working on making a project about her, and I don't want to spoil it. Either way, I love this trope to death, and I love looking at characters who are cute yet have this underlying darkness within them. The physical aesthetics of the characters often appear very cute to me as well. I love it so much, it's amazing. Another pretty obvious one, but I also love doll-like OCs. Any sort of character with doll-inspired designs are beautiful to me. You can kinda tell with how I've been using the username Lurkingdoll for the past 3 or 4 years now. They just look so cute to me, especially if it's specifically replicating those old porcelain dolls. Those look amazing too. I also love when you can see the joints in the doll, and in animations, people animate them moving in a lifeless or robotic manner. It's just so unique, and I love seeing people do things that incorporate specific traits of their OCs. This one slightly ties back into a trope I already mentioned, but cult leader OCs are another huge favorite of mine. The concept of cults in general has always been very fascinating to me. The way people can weaponize things such as religion for the sake of their own gain is an extremely fascinating topic to explore if done correctly. And like the angel and demons trope, it gives room to explore topics such as religious trauma within your world, along with endless world-building possibilities. Some people will claim this is another overused trope, but as I said earlier, I don't believe you can overuse tropes for OCs. Like I said, OCs are purely done for self-indulgence. It is just a person having fun and creating their own characters, so genuinely, who cares? If you don't like it, don't interact with their OC, I don't care. Pretty much all of these tropes can be good if done right. And these tropes are popular for people to make with their characters for a reason, because people find them interesting. Cult leaders specifically are so fascinating because they're the ones doing so much of the manipulation and damage, so seeing their perspective is what I'd want to see. Getting to see why they started a cult or whether they genuinely believe their ideology is what I want to see. It's fun, it's entertaining, and can be done very creatively. I already know this one's going to be much shorter, but I also love cowboy OCs. Characters from the Old West in general have always fascinated me. I find the accent, the culture, and the fashion so cool. Also, riding horses in general is just a really cool thing to do, okay? Cowboy OCs also set up action-themed stories more often than not, which tend to be extra engaging for me. I just like silly dudes who go yeehaw, okay? That's all I really have to say. And for our final one, I decided to go with my all-time favorite throughout the years, and that is cannibal-themed OCs. People who eat people, even if it's not some deep metaphor like a metaphor for love or obsession like a lot of people like to do, I just really love stories that involve cannibalism. My best theory for why I like this trope so much is because cannibalism in itself is such a social taboo. It's something that humans are quite literally hardwired not to do, with the risk of a deadly disease such as 𝓟𝓵𝓮 that you can only get from eating human remains. So getting to see such a hard taboo explored can be very entertaining for me. And the psychology behind why your character is a cannibal and why they enjoy eating people has so much potential to be explored. It can genuinely lead to very interesting storylines and work very well as a horror element due to how much of a taboo it is. And I'm a huge horror fan in general. Anything that's horror related is a huge yes to me. Many people have a deep sense of morbid curiosity, so creating stories about cannibalistic characters can very much be an outlet to explore that morbid curiosity in a safe and creative environment. And that's the 10 tropes I love. I'm sorry if this video wasn't the best quality. My next video is going to be much better quality, I promise. It's just while making this, I realized I'm not always the best at going into in-length detail on why I like something. I can go in-length to criticize something, but I can't really go in length to explain why I enjoy something. That's honestly something I probably am going to work on in the future for the sake of better quality in future videos, but either way, I promise my next video is going to be better because it's not a critical thing or a positive thing, it's a tutorial on Toy House. Also, I got some very cool fan art from Alexa Kitty, and I will have her channel linked in the description for y'all to check out. Her art is very beautiful, and I love receiving fan art. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Bye bye for now.